This is a week of vegan breakfasts, very kindly sponsored by my friends at Squarespace. Hello my beautiful friends, I hope you have been keeping so very well. I'm really excited because in today's video I'm sharing with you everything I ate for breakfast this week as a vegan. If you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I have so many of these type of videos of weekly vegan eats of what I had for breakfast, lunch and dinner, or sometimes even the whole week, so I'll leave a few of my favorites linked down below. But without further ado, let's get into the video, and of course we are starting on Monday morning with what I had for breakfast. So first things first, on Monday morning I was making an almond cream cheese, and I started doing this by soaking some almonds in boiling water. Then I drained them and transferred them into my blender, added in some salt as well as some lemon juice. Then I also added in some garlic, which I added by mincing it in. Then I also added some Dijon mustard as well as nutritional yeast and some water. Then I put the lid on my blender and blended this all together, and once it was done we got into making my actual breakfast. And we're starting with a bagel because I'm having a full bagel moment at the moment, especially with an everything bagel because they're just the best. I then spread on some of this almond cream cheese, which is just so delicious, almost has like a ricotta texture as well. Added some sliced tomato as well as some cracked pepper, and then sliced some chives to put on top. Okay, and I very quickly need to interrupt to first of all let you know that the recipe for this like cream cheese almond ricotta spread thing that I made to put on top of these bagels is on my website. It's super easy and really delicious, so I hope you enjoy it. And of course my website would not be possible without Squarespace, which is what I use to design and host my own website, amandadux.com. So I have been using Squarespace for a couple of years now, and not only do I use it for my own website, I also use it at work. I genuinely love it. I'm a paying customer, and yeah, so you can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch you can go to squarespace.com/amandadux. That will get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Don't forget to use my code, which again is amandadux. Squarespace is super easy to use. I love it so much and genuinely recommend it if you're looking to host your own website or blog. Okay, let's get back to breakfast. I know you want to know what I was eating for breakfast for the rest of the week, so let's very quickly get into Tuesday. Here's the thing, I'm going into 2022 really opening my mind to foods that I don't normally eat, and cinnamon is something I have always avoided and not really enjoyed, but I'm trying to get around it at the moment, and so decided to make some cinnamon rolls to find out what the rage was all about. I used a recipe by Minimalist Baker, which was really good, so I'll link that down below if you do want to try making these at home. These were really delicious, really fluffy, which was amazing, and it was honestly just fun to make them. I then also drizzled them with some like icing glaze thing or whatever you want to call it, and yeah, it was a really nice breakfast on a Tuesday morning.
Had clouds drifting away, leaving those shadows under.
On Wednesday morning I was very much so in the mood for something savory, so I decided to make something savory. I cut up a sweet potato, diced it into cubes, then I put it into a frying pan with some olive oil as well as salt and pepper. Then I just fried this up for a little bit without any lid on, getting it nice and well coated in the oil and getting it sizzling away, and then I put the lid on to allow it to steam and cook through. Then I also added in some chickpeas with nutritional yeast as well as garlic powder and smoked paprika, and I fried this all up for a further 2 to 3 minutes. Then in a separate pan I added some cherry tomatoes with some salt and pepper and oil into a frying pan. I fried this up for a minute or so before I added in a whole heap of kale, followed by some nutritional yeast, and I continued frying this up until the kale significantly reduced in size basically. Then when it came to plating, I added in my kale kale and tomato mixture into the bowl. I then also added in my crispy chickpeas and sweet potato, added some of my almond cream cheese ricotta thing on top, and then topped it with some chives for a little bit of extra flavor. This was a really delicious and wholesome, nourishing breakfast to have on a Wednesday. It left me feeling very good and nourished and satisfied. On Friday, it was seriously so gloomy, and so of course I was in the mood for a toastie because toasties are the perfect gloomy breakfast in my opinion. So I started by buttering the sides of my sourdough toast. I then also added some vegan pesto onto both of the pieces. I love pesto so much at the moment. I had pre-roasted some pumpkin, so I added this pumpkin on top of one of the pieces, then also added some vegan cheese, which is super delicious, and then I sliced up some tomato and I put sliced tomato on top. And you know I have a rule, no tomato without black pepper, so I put some pepper on top, followed by my other piece of sourdough, and I toasted this up. It was so unbelievably delicious. I think I'm gonna have to go make this for breakfast right now if I'm honest, because yeah, this was insane. Such a great way to start the day. It made me feel so good. So pancakes definitely aren't my forte, but I was in the mood for banana choc-chip ones today, so that's what I decided to make. I added some flour as well as salt into a mixing bowl and I whisked this together. Then from there, in one bowl, I added some macadamia milk with some apple cider vinegar to make the milk curdle slightly. Then in another bowl, I added in some banana, one whole banana I should say, and I mashed this up until it was really, really nice and fine and smooth. From there, I then added the milk as well as the banana and some maple syrup to sweeten into my mixing bowl, and I whisked this together. Then I also added in some vegan chocolate chips and yeah, continued mixing this together. From there, I then added some butter into a frying pan, allowed it to melt before cooking my pancake mixture. For some reason, I completely lost the footage of me plating all of these pancakes once they were done, but let me tell you, they were seriously delicious. This made 4 pancakes. I love banana choc-chip as a combo. They were super delicious, so I definitely recommend trying them out at home. Let me tell you, these baked oats are the best baked oats I've ever made. They are so delicious. You must try them. Into my Vitamix, I added in some oats as well as some soy milk, followed by some almond butter and some flax meal. Then I also added in some baking powder, followed by some maple syrup, which I used to sweeten, and a little bit of salt. I put the lid on and I blended this all together until it was nice and smooth. I think this baked oats would serve one person who is really hungry or 2 people who are not that hungry. Just a little FYI. So then I poured this into an oven safe bowl, and then I topped it with some vegan white chocolate chunks. I also sliced up some blackberries. I love blackberries so much, and put these on top as well before mixing them through the oat mixture. And then I baked this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Once it was done, I topped it with some vanilla yogurt as well as some more fresh blackberries and some more white chocolate chunks. And yes, this was absolutely insane. Definitely try this one out at home. And so that brings us to the end of a week of vegan breakfasts. I really hope you enjoyed seeing what I was eating this week. It definitely was a delicious week of breakfast. As always, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. If you're new here, I would really appreciate if you'd consider subscribing. And I think that is everything. Have a really beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video, which will be very soon. Bye!